Okay, everybody, I'm back. It's Jill Blanchette. This is my 4th card for the Paper Pumpkin kit from February called Hello Spring. And I was trying to show you this fun fold kind of card here called Impossible Fold. And I totally messed up my first attempt to video, so we're doing it again. And hopefully it will all go right this time. So what we're doing is we're starting with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of old olive. We're going to score it in half, which is 2 3/4 on the long side here. Then we're going to turn it on the short side and cut from 1 inch down to that 2 3/4 score mark. Make sure it's there. Then we're going to move it over. Let me get this. We're going to move it over to the 1 inch on the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to score to the 2 3/4. Then we need to score up the center at 2 1/4. I'm turning it around. 2 1/4. No, that's not right, because it's 4 1/4, so we need 2 1/8. 2 1/8 inches. Let me just verify that. Pretty much 2 1/8, because I did the math wrong right here on the first one, so I'm going to do the math wrong right here again. So 2 1/8 because it's 4 1/4 inches wide. Then we're left with this. Got 2 little doohickeys here, and then the half flappers on the bottom. Now we need an envelope. So I've already cut it up, and I'm using remnants from before. So just cut the edges off and the bottom off so that it's all loose. You want to cut yourself a two-inch wide by 5 3/8 inch piece of the envelope. So we're at 5 1/2, so we want to go down to 8. So 5 3/8 inches by 2. Okay. So let's make sure we got this is 2. By 5 3/8, which I already cut. And then now we're going to do, I'll call it the fun part. So we're going to cover this with this piece of paper. Now, if you're easier for you to do it in one, in little sections, like up to the score line, feel free to do that. I'm trying to do it all in one piece. So we need to cut this down 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch. So we want to cut it at 7/8. And we need to cut down to 2 3/4. So we're going to put our paper in at 7/8 and cut down to 2 3/4. I can't see my ruler. We're going to go about right there. And then we're going to cut across. So we're going to cut across from the, let me go this way, 2 3/4. Flip it this way. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to the where I could see that 2 3/4. So we're going to cut it from 2 3/4. So now this is the right edge, and we're going to cut it until it cuts free, which would be at 7/8 inch. And then that is going to glue on to this side. So let me get my glue out. And now we need to do that again. And if you have a directional piece of paper, then try and make sure that it's going in, I'm going to say up and down, the same direction as the piece that you just cut, because when it folds up, it'll show. And if you got a pattern, because it'll fold up like this. And so if your pattern, this one's going up and down, and then this one's going down and up, backwards, you might not like the outcome. So now you've got a second piece of the envelope that we're going to cut to 5 3/8 inches. Sorry, I've got my by 2. We're going to cut it exactly the same. So we're going to put it at 7/8 inches and cut down to 2 3/4. We're going to turn it, put it at 2 3/4, and cut to that 7/8 inch mark when that cuts free. Move that out of the way. Then we're going to basically like flip the card over. This piece goes on the back. Right here. And that, my friends, is kind of the extent of what makes this card. So there we've got our burnish that fold, and then it will stick up right here. So to finish it off, I have a 2 1/8 by 2 5/8 inch piece of basic beige. And I'm going to stamp the chives on it. Again, same design I did on the other cards. Going to line up our chive on there. We'll bring in our little ball and our petunia. Put a couple flowers on there. That. Then I'm going to take that little, where did I stick it? Right here. We'll take that little textured piece, and then we'll just do some fill in with some beige if you want to. And I want to. Just to take off some of the plainness. Then we'll just glue that into this hole. And I probably could have went a little tiny bit smaller. Then to finish the card off, to help make it a little more stable, we've got a 4 1/4 inch piece of old olive that's going to glue on to hold these two pieces together. Now my friend that was showing me this card said that some of the samples she saw put one of these pieces on both sides. That's up to you. If you want to put one back here to stabilize this as well, but it's pretty stable like that. Then I have a piece of basic beige down on the 1/8. So we got like 4 1/8 by 7/8. And I'm going to take the stamps from the kit that says sending love to a wonderful friend, and I'm just going to break that up. You don't have to, you can do it all in one color. I was just trying to break it up to give the give it different feel on the eyes. So I got Petunia Pop and Old Olive. And then I came through again with the little background stamp and some beige just to stamp around on this page to break it up a little bit. All right. Then that's going to glue right on top of there. Here. And there your card is all done. So that's our 4th and final card of this kit. I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I hope you'll tune back in next month to see what we get in that kit. Talk to you later. Thank you.